Dance. Dance. You can see that look in my eye. Ain't gonna stop anytime soon. Roll up while I cry.
Here we go again. I mean, this is the truth show, and there's more. And there's more. I'm not done yet. I mean, this is the truth show. Please note that this is all alleged. I've never met any of these people. I've deeply researched all of my information. This is a trigger warning. In this video, I may be talking about or showing sensitive material about some subjects or topics that may be disturbing or upsetting or may bring forth some troubling memories, as you read in the description or title. With that said, either end the video now or brace yourself. Aside from that, enjoy. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing? Hi, Angie. You're always the first person. How you doing on this Sunday? This Sunday is starting to be a Sunday trend here. It seemed to be a moment where I can, breathe. Saturdays, I'm kind of busy. And as you can see from my last post, it's been 7 months of craziness. And I just came from, getting over my tinnitus. I got tinnitus in my arm. I think it's tinnitus. That's what the doctor said. The doctor said tinnitus, but I personally think it was due to stress and some spiritual thing. I was looking into it, but it could be tinnitus. I don't know. Which is weird because, my left arm is not my dominant arm, but it is what it is. Anyway, but I'm doing much better now. Except at night. At night is very hard to sleep because that's when it seemed to be more painful. So I'm wondering if it's tinnitus or it is some spiritual stress thing that seemed to linger in your arm. If you look up, is there a spiritual connection to pain in your left arm? You see a plethora of ancient tales and modern tales as well, how it may be stifling feelings that I have oppressed or suppressed that has grown tension in my left arm. And it is more emotional, but that's just another spiritual connection. I am doing a lot better now. Just tired, but I'm doing a lot better. I probably need some outlet for my tension and stress instead of just keeping it all in. So I'm going to probably work out more. I haven't really meditated as much as I used to. I need to meditate a little bit more. I don't know. Something is happening with me spiritually. Not saying I'm going to the dark side. It's just something is definitely happening. I feel different. I feel more awake, but I feel different. You know what I mean? It could just be the new age. Just thought I should get that out of the way. Don't worry, I'm going to put it in my blog. It should be my blog sometime next week. I haven't wrote and typed in my journal in a while, so I'm going to use that as an outlet. Maybe it'll help me with some tension I'm carrying. I want to start, getting health problems because, if you suppress a lot of your feelings, you start getting health problems, And I'm a very private person, so I don't trust anybody, so I don't speak to anybody. With that said, let's start with the show. We'll have a long show, but we have a lot to talk about. And we're going to get into this war and all this other nonsense that's been going on here. Let me say hello to my regulars. Hi, Indra. How you doing? Alicia, how you doing, my Aquarius sister? And Indra, I believe you're Aquarius too. I don't remember everybody's. I'm sorry. If you're not, how you doing? And Michelle, welcome, Michelle, you guys. She said, we the people will not allow this to happen. Trump do not have a say in the matter. I concur. Thank you, Indra. And Jamon said, I just so happened to be on another channel and saw you on. I had to run. Oh, hi. Thank you. I'm glad you decided to say hi. I got a strong feeling you're going to sneak over to the other channel. That's okay. I don't mind you going back and forth. You go ahead back and forth. That's completely fine. I'm not trying to knock anyone's hustle. They're getting paid for it. I'm doing this for free. Okay, so again, hello, my truth seekers. Welcome to the Truth Show. In this live show, I will be talking about the war in Iran. Okay, he did this without Congress permission, and it may be the start of some serious retaliation and domino effect. And we're going to talk about where this domino effect is. I'm actually give you a history lesson. I'm not just going to tell you the news, but I'm going to tell you why he's doing this. When did the whole start? You know me, this is a truth show. I dig deep into things. I can't help myself. I can't tell us a news story without knowing the root of the news story. I am not a puppet. I'm not a recording machine. I'm not a voice box. Okay. It's a brain in this head and with this mouth and these lips and my eyes. Okay. I have to know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. It's weird. I just got to know all the facts before I say something. So we need to talk about this. This is serious. Oh, and what is up with Chris Brown? I mean, I have to admit, Mr. Brown is way too young for me to pay so close attention to his little personal life and personal affairs. But I had no idea, and you guys did not tell me that this boy had 3 different baby mothers, and he's about to have a 4th. I don't know if it's a 4th. I have no idea. The video I'm going to show you guys today is literally somebody scammed through. I didn't watch the whole video, so you and I are going to watch the whole video together. Okay? I know. We're going to talk about it. I know. You said the other show has great Kyle Lawrence Wilkerson to savvy. Check her out, but he's saying Iran can easily. Oh, yeah, I know. Definitely, I know. Okay, so here we are. Again, I don't pay close attention to his personal life, so I didn't know he had 3 different baby mothers. And we're going to talk about all the drama that contains. I don't know. I'm still learning about all of that. And we also need to talk about a lot more stuff. I mean, what is wrong with that boy? Anyway, I feel like he's searching for something. I mean, you got to understand. He's searching for something. What is he searching for? What is Chris Brown searching for? I think I may know what. Anyway, and then it's a rumor of Jim Carrey being cloned. Where do these rumors come from? Goodness, we need to dive deep into that. And you guys would be surprised what I analyze, because you know me, I don't follow the crowd. And then we're going to talk about the royal family, how they're falling apart. And I believe Prince William is up to something. So we're going to be talking about that as well. And Meghan Markle and Harry and blah, 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 blah. And let's go ahead and start with the show. Okay. We got our warnings out the way. We're going to first start with Donald Trump, as you can see here. All right. It seems that Trump has taken us to World War III. Okay. He taking us to World War III. Now, is this another scam? Okay. I don't know. Let's break down the history. Okay, we're going to go all the way back to 1979, folks. So get in your time machine, and we're going to go all the way back to 1979. Y'all ready? Okay, 1979. Islamic Revolution. When Iranian student activists stormed, okay, pay attention now, you guys, stormed the U.S. embassy, okay, and took 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. That's 444. This is when it all started with the U.S.-Iran hostility. This was long before Trump, okay? This is in 1979. That's 47. It was a long time ago. Anyway, okay, and they took this activist, whoever the fuck he is, stormed to the U.S. embassy and took 52 Americans hostage for 444 days. That's over a year. This event severed diplomatic ties and set the tone for decades of hostility with Iran. That's with Iran, by the way. I just want to point that out. Just make sure you guys understand what I just said, okay? That was with Iran. Yeah. But that was in 1979. 1970. Okay. I'm starting to get upset. Okay. So that kind of set the tone. Then over the years, the U.S. accused Iran of supporting militant groups, pursuing nuclear weapons, destabilizing their regions. Okay. Which means it's causing conflict everywhere. Just want to whatever the fuck Iran was trying to do, they was always targeting the US. But that was over almost 50 years ago. Okay. Now, again, it's existed long before Cycle Trump into the office. Okay. He was, I don't even know if he was born. He was born. So he was just a little kid, or I don't know how old the little old fucker is. I don't fucking care, honestly. Okay. Now, let's go a little bit further. Let's move up a little bit further in time here. Okay. First, we know Iran took our civilians hostage for over a year, torturing them whole 9 yards, and then causing chaos around the regions, trying to turn everyone against the US for whatever personal reason it is. Who the fuck knows? I ain't dig that deeper. But I'm sure it was some ridiculous. Okay, there were probably money, the same old bullshit they've been fighting over for the past million gazillion years. That's what men do. They just fight. They like wars. They want to fight. They don't want to take over lands, about oil and minerals and whatever. They just toxic. Okay? So, Israel, long-standing conflict with Iran, has viewed Iran as its primary existential threat. Okay, so you gotta understand, Israel, long-standing conflict. We got now, although we had the beef, let me back up because I feel I'm losing you guys. Although we had the beef Iran, but however, we had the beef, but we have other things to deal with. We're not going to consistently be, harpooning about Iran and whatever the hostage they did. So we worked out some, deal with them, and we move on to other and bigger fucking issues that was happening around in the 80s. A drug, that was seriously on increase around the 80s. I mean, let's go. We had a lot of shit going on in the 80s, okay? So although they took our hostages and it was crazy, catastrophic, we moved on to other things. We dealt with that in the quietest possible way we had to, okay? And we move on to other issues. However, Iran, who apparently was already starting beef with their surrounding, sorry about that, let me go back. Okay. Iran, who was apparently, starting beef with their surrounding areas like Israel, because who knows what drama they had. So Israel has viewed Iran as its primary existential threat for decades, especially due to Iran's nuclear ambitions and support for anti-Israel groups. So this is about groups and weapons. See, old age problems, new age issues. Okay. So Israel has repeatedly targeted. Iran already took U.S. hostages for whatever crazy reason that is, probably over the same bullshit they fight with Israel about. Okay. So now they're fighting. They start fighting about weapons and groups and religion and races and money and all kinds of stuff they can add on to the list of shit to talk about and fight about. Okay. Just men being men. Okay. So we have Israel and Iran fighting about nuclear ambitions and anti-Israel groups because they just, can't turn the other cheek, you see. So Israel has repeatedly targeted Iranian nuclear and military sites, including major strikes in June 2025, because Iran is known for their nuclear weapons. Hence the deal we made with them so they can stay the fuck away from us. Weapons. You make our weapons, we give you money. You win-win-win. How's that? We won't fuck you up. You won't fuck us up. Our civilians are good. That is a secret deal that the U.S. was putting into plan since Obama. And then Obama sealed the deal. And we were good. We were cool. Got some NATO members. We were on a rise. Our defense mechanism was lethal. You know what Obama did? Good. You know what Trump did? Because Obama did is why we at right now. This is why we in war right now, because Obama did it. Screw that it saved lives. No, that don't mean nothing. Who cares if it saved lives? It don't matter. Obama did it. Get rid of it. Fuck it. He did it. I don't want it. No, I don't want his name on anything. Fuck it. See, I'm telling you, this is going on here, okay? So they did little hostage thing back in the 70s. Might as well say 80s because it was 79. Okay. Then Iran and Israel start talking. Israel's like, oh, weapons? Seriously? Okay, well, damn. So they start fighting with Iran. They fight against each other. Had nothing to do with us. We cool. Me and Iran, we got a nice little deal going on. Kind of. We still in talks at the time. And we good. We are good. We are good. You don't want to fuck with us. We don't want to fuck with you. Okay? That's where we're at. There's going to be some swear words here. So after the hostages and we going back and forth, they had issues going over there, fighting everybody in their surroundings, being Iran, and and then whatever. So they was distracted after the hostages. We was going back and forth trying to work out something. We had the 9/11 happen. We had some crap going on over here, okay, and they had some crap going on over there, okay. That lasted for about 3 decades or so. No big deal, okay. Obama came into office. Sealed the deal that was already in play after everything kind of calmed down after 9/11 and the stock market crash. Just a whole bunch of crap happened after the 80s. In the 80s and 90s, it was just so much shit. That happened. Okay, the deal's sealed. We cool. All right, you good? Cool. Okay, great. Fine. Stay. You make money. I make money. We're good. Okay, bam, boom, bamboozle. We're done. Okay, now, here in 2025, while these two are fighting each other over the same thing, we kind of had a secret deal with Iran in terms of weapons, their nuclear power, because they're known for some lethal nuclear power next to China. You don't want to fuck with Iran, okay? So they start fighting each other because Israel's like, well, hold up, we just over here, and they got, hold up, we need to do some things. What's up with this nuclear power y'all got going on here? What can we get? What can we get? Okay, Iran in turn has launched missiles and drones, attack Israel's cities in retaliation. And it was just a long shot in where they're blowing each other up. Of course, I mean, it's no winning with Iran because they're known for their nuclear power. I mean, they're really good next to China. So they fight each other. Okay, now when Obama and Biden was in office, we just back in the cut like, okay, y'all fight against each other. Leave us the fuck out of this. Okay? And that's how we wanted to keep it. We don't have nothing to do with these two. Let them fight each other. Me around, we cool. It was some beef back in the 70s, dude taking our hostages, but we came to some agreement. We're good. We don't got nothing to do with this. Silently watching. We wish all of you well. That's where we're at. That's where we were before Trump, the idiot, come into the office. So let's fast forward a little bit here with the instigator here. Okay. Let me go back. Let's go back here. So, a key turning point came when Trump withdrew the U.S. from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018. Remember I told you about that deal? Yeah. The deal was already in the making. We kind of had like a verbal agreement, handshake agreement, but it went into deal when Obama got into office. So, even though it's a good deal and it keeps Iran off our citizens and not killing us because they're second best when it comes to nuclear weapons, you don't want to mess with them. We got China with the army, and we got Iran with the weapons. You don't want to fuck with Iran, okay? You just don't want to mess with Iran, okay? So, the deal was good. We're safe. Thank goodness. Here come Trump. Obama name on it? Hell no. Nope. So you know what he did? He withdrew the U.S. from the Iran nuclear deal in 2018, reinstating sanctions and escalating tensions. Because Obama's name was on it. That's all it was. The move collapsed. He said, fuck that, I'm reinstating sanctions. I'm escalating all this whatever the fuck we doing, I'm escalating all of it because no Obama name on it. Fuck that. Screw that. Nope. He don't even want to read the positives. Like, our defense mechanism increased, our nuclear weapons is increasing. We're good. Our security is great. We're perfect. We got other NATO members coming in here. Our defense mechanism is lethal. No one wants to mess with us. We're perfect. Obama name on it, get rid of it. Biden name on it, get rid of it. Especially Obama. Snatch, delete, remove. That's what Trump did. This move again collapsed diplomatic progress, weakened Iran's economy, because We were giving them money for their weapons. So they was able to increase their civilization there. Their economy was increased. They was able to grow things and nurture themselves. They was able to make money. Win-win. Perfect. You work, we pay you. We win, we win. We, they growing things, we get things. We got a, nice little train going on here. A nice little boomerang train, nice little circle of, happiness going on our end. Until Trump came in here. He didn't like Obama, made this deal quietly. He didn't go out and open and tweeting stuff what he was doing because it's none of our business until it become our business. That's what a leader's supposed to do. Okay. So he removed it. And there's no money. And he's reinstating sanctions. So they got to pay for that. And he pushed Iran to resume nuclear activities, but you're not going to pay for it. And we want you to pay these high sanctions too. He's just being a fucking bully. Align Trump more closely with Israel, hardline state. Like, we're going to mess with Israel. Small ass fucking Israel. Small little Israel. He want to align with Israel. Like, we're going to align with Israel because Obama name is on Israel. So we're going to align with Israel. We're going to hardline with their stance. And this is where the modern cycle of escalation freaking began. Not because of whatever the hell, it's because Obama name was on it. It had nothing to do with trying to save the world because you don't give a shit about the world. It was because Obama name was on it. Put that out in these freaking circuits because Obama name was on it. So we are in the midst of probably World War III, one of the second largest people, lethalest freaking countries who are known for their lethal weapons that are out of this freaking world because he is jealous of Obama. You gotta be freaking kidding me. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Now we gotta hope that NATO don't back out because they did not agree to this. They're like, okay, now my people are going to be in risk of getting killed because you can't have some kind of leash or get a leash on this goddamn president. You got him starting wars. So now I got to get my soldiers ready to be in a war. And I got to worry about my people dying because you can't get a hold of this motherfucker. Are you freaking kidding me? So we got to hope NATO said, look, I'm not in this. I'm not for to put my troops out there. Screw that. I'm going to back out of NATO. I don't want to be in NATO anymore. No, not if he's president. I don't want to be in NATO anymore. So we might lose our defense mechanism. Instead of being lethal like we were when Biden was in office, we are going to be weak because the root problem is jealousy. Not power, it's jealousy. It had nothing to do with power. It's jealousy. If you don't believe me, look this shit up. So now in 2025, we're in 2025. Trump already came in and started putting his 2 cents into whatever the hell was going on with Iran and Israel, even though we had nothing to do with their fight. We already made a nice little agreement. It was a nice little circle of funding and love going on with us and Iran. We had a nice little train and thing going on here. It was perfect. They leaving us the fuck alone. We leaving them the fuck alone. Everything's beautiful. We got other crap to be worrying about here, okay? But Obama name on it. So whatever. These two still fighting. They've been fighting since, Israel found out about, okay, the deal they had with us, the Iran had with us. And he was like, okay, well, hold up now. What's going on here? So they's fighting each other, throwing bombs here. I mean, okay, the U.S., Biden and Obama, we're like, okay, we're going to support you guys from over here. Y'all go ahead and blow each other up. I'm sorry to hear that's terrible. But just keep it over there. It was perfect being over there. We're good. Just quietly in the cut, not listening, not paying attention. Keep it there. Not going to even say anything about it. Maybe say, I wish somebody well, because, you may say, I wish Iranians were, and you got Israel saying you siding on this. You just don't say anything. That's what we were doing. Just not saying anything. It's business, not personal, it's business. So in June 2025, Israel launched major airstrikes because they fight each other. This is early June 2025. Okay. Israel launched major airstrikes on Iranian nuclear and military faculties. Iran responded with large-scale missile attacks Israel cities because they are known for their weapons. Trump initiated, this Trump, Trump, he's paying attention to this deal because he's trying to find some way to fuck it up because Obama had his name on it. So he's like, I got to screw this up. I don't even care if it makes sense. His name was on. I got to find a way to dismantle this and then put it back together and put my name on it. Yeah. Who cares if people die? Who cares? I'm going to mess it up, just fuck it all up, and then I'm going to put it back together and put my name on it. That's what I want to do. That's how he thinks. He's sick. So Trump initially hesitated, but eventually joined the conflict, even though we had nothing to do with this. Yeah. He didn't even ask approval for Congress. Anytime there's an initial launch or attack, he has to get approval for Congress. And then we have to decide if NATO should be on alert just in case there's a war. Nope, not with Trump. Because he knew Congress was going to say no. So he didn't even ask for approval because the man don't even know what approval is. How do you initial approval? He don't know. He's an idiot. So the U.S. struck Iranian nuclear sites, at Natanz, Fordo, and Isfahan. Isfahan. Trump claimed the strikes degraded Iranian's nuclear program. So he just made up some shit. That is not what it is. It's because Obama's name was on it. He didn't like the fact that they were cool with Obama. A U.S. broker ceasefire ended the 12-day war that he sort of started it himself. Yes, Trump started the damn war himself by butting into business and problems with these two that had nothing to do with us. We settled our stuff a long time ago with these fools. They were fighting each other. We had nothing to do with them. Okay? Let me break it down in layman terms, okay? So the June 2025 Iran-Israel war between themselves, okay? It began. The United States came in and just decided because I don't know, I just want to blow some crap up. Who can I blow up? So he launched an attack on Iranian nuclear military sites, prompting Iran to retaliate with large scales of missile attacks. And only then did the U.S. under President Trump enter the conflict, again, carrying out its own strikes on key Iranian nuclear facilities, which sharply escalated the fighting after Iran responded again, this time targeting a U.S.-based Qatar. And they've been nice about it. They're like, I'm not going to target U.S. soil, initially. I'm just going to, target their soil that's not on a U.S. land, like other places, but, their bases in Qatar. Just initial warning what I can do if I wanted to. That's what they're doing. So they kind of been nice because we did have a deal, and they know Trump is a loose cannon. He's a fucking idiot. But don't piss them off because they are known for their weapons, and they can't kill us. Next to China, you really don't want to mess with them. China even get weapons from them, and they make their own weapons. I'm just saying. I mean, why would you want to fuck with, never mind. So anyway, so they just targeting bases that's not on U.S. land, but just, their bases that's in other continents and countries. Okay. So the situation reached a point where all sides were looking for a way out. And the U.S. stepped in, allegedly, this is what Trump said, to negotiate, he was trying to negotiate a problem that he initiated. Okay. Because he was like, okay, damn, they got these weapons. I don't know if I want to do this. Oh, freaking hell. Let's try to do some ceasefire. So he ceased fire at the end of the 12-day war that he started, by the way. So while Trump did not start the initial war between these two, okay, his administration actions expanded and intensified it before ultimately bringing it into a close. So he went in trying not to curse. He instigated, put his 2 cents in something that was not his business. If I was his team, I wouldn't even tell him about issues overseas. Don't even tell him about it. Because he's going to try to do some shit. Don't even tell him don't even tell him anything Obama did in general. Just don't even bring his name around this man. I mean, just don't, unless you want us to die. Obama name shouldn't even come out of no one's name, mouth, face, paper, if it's a paper Obama name on, just get rid of it. Get rid of it, please. Don't even show him Obama's name at all, because he's gonna try to dismantle it, put it back together, and say he is the one who started it in the first place. Now you know that in 1979, Iran kidnapped our civilians for over a year, 444 days. Fucked up times. For 30 years, 40 years, whatever. We was going back and forth, had a nice little peace agreement that wasn't official. And a lot of crap happened in 40 years. They were busy, we were busy, we were just busy. Deal came to paper when Obama went into office. We had a nice little money train going on. Everybody was happy. Everybody's peace. Nothing. If you can go to sleep, everybody's beautiful. Great. Biden, he didn't do anything about it. It was perfect. Great. Trump came into office. Oh, shit. Obama name up. Get rid of it. Not only did he get rid of it, he decided to go and bomb Iran because, you know, Obama was cool with them, so he bombed them, instigated it, started a 12-day fucking war that he started it, and then tried to initiate a ceasefire peace deal from a fucking problem that he started in the first place, to say he initiated peace deal from something he started it in the first place. Because they're still fighting. They have not stopped fighting. Okay? Why they're fighting? Probably the same reason, you know, everyone else is trying to fight Iran, because they're weapons. You know, I mean, it could be that and a lot of other things, okay? So now we're here now. The Epstein files came out. Trump name was all over them. Jeffrey Epstein even called Trump, and I'm paraphrasing, evil as fuck. Epstein may have been a sick pedophile and a psycho freak, but the man was a genius of what he did, because you know what he did? Like most Aquarians, and unfortunately, I hate to even call him Aquarius brother because he's sick as hell. He studied the behavior of people. He knew how to play the game. You know, on his bookshelf, all he had was mind manipulation, psychology, finance, stock market books, all of history, whatever, all on his bookshelf. That's all the hell he had on his bookshelf. Have anyone ever zoomed in on his bookshelves before? He knew rich billionaires get really cocky and arrogant. They get godlike complexes. So he gave them their fantasies, their sick, fetish, disgusting fantasies. He delivered it to them and got monetary gain from it. It's like, okay, I can't continue doing it on U.S. soil, not official U.S. I need an island so we can just do this stuff remotely. Got his own cell tower on the island where they can just have a bar down there. Start bribing motherfuckers. Became a billionaire from it. This sick man managed to do that, and he called Trump worse than him. People said Trump is worse than him. Trump is terrified of what we're going to find out in his Epstein freaking files, which you already know, by the way. We already know. So with these files coming out in droves, and rumor is there are people overseas that are going to drop these files unredacted for us if they cannot do it. Okay? There are hackers better than the hackers here in the United States, and better than the DOJ. And that's what Trump is afraid of, because there are so many rumors of Trump and his little golf course, hence graveyard, and Mar-a-Lago, and all these other places too. All this stuff is coming to surface, and he is so damn scared. He is starting a damn war just so he don't have to go to jail, or just so he don't have to be consistently brought up with these Epstein files. So here we are. The Obama hating train still going on. No reason. It has no reason. It's not about nuclear weapons. You know, it was because, you know, Obama put the plan in and he don't like Obama. That's all it is. So 2 days ago, or a day ago, so to speak, the U.S. and Israel launched sweeping airstrikes on Iran, marking the most intense escalation since 2025, when he instigated the war between Iran and Israel that had nothing to do with us. So Trump announced major combat operations against Iran because He's jealous of Obama. Reports indicate Iran Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, I may have mispronounced his last name, was killed in the airstrike. So, okay, now you just pissed them off. Iran retaliated with missiles targeting Israel and U.S. bases across the region. Literally deliberated and obliterated their entire U.S. bases with their very advanced weapons. Yeah. And they're threatening to go further if Trump don't back the fuck off. And some of our U.S. men were killed. I just want to point that out there. This is the moment you are seeing in today's news right now. And all of it was based from pure, unadulterated jealousy, not because of power, not because he has some hero complex. It's because he is jealous of Obama, who implemented the deal with Iran in the first place. And he don't like anything that Obama initiated, whether it was good or bad. Who gives a damn? He did it. He dismantled it. Take a look at these clips.
Donald Trump said U.S. troops may lose their lives and there may be casualties, but that's just what happens in war. Keep in mind, he's saying all of this after building an entire campaign on being the president of peace.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now, we're doing this for the future. And it is a noble mission.
One of the main talking points of Donald Trump's 2024 campaign was that Kamala Harris was going to send your sons to war, and we should vote for Trump because he's going to bring peace to the entire world overnight. Additionally, Donald Trump himself on numerous different occasions has criticized Obama, saying that he was going to attack Iran because of his inability to negotiate properly. Now he says that U.S. involvement in Iran is a great thing and it's going to help us in the future. But let's talk about what happened in the past when we went into the Middle East. It wasn't a quick and swift operation by any means. We were there for over 20 years and it cost us trillions of dollars. Thousands of U.S. service members lost their lives. Hundreds of thousands of civilians were killed, and there's still no regional stability. In 2001, the United States had a budget surplus under President Clinton, and we were expected to pay off our entire national debt within 10 to 12 years. But after the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan began under President Bush, the deficits returned, and our national debt began increasing sharply. So when Donald Trump talks about attacking Iran for our future, we have to ask, what future? One with more debt and more global instability?
Yes. Remember I told you all the crap that happened since 79? Yes, we had a lot of crap going on here. A lot of crap going on here. Now some of Trump's supporters are saying, hold up, we didn't vote for this. We didn't vote for this. We didn't want to go to war. Now they're having their people and their family members getting drafted. It's like, hold up. No, we didn't do this. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. We didn't vote for this. This is not what we voted for. That's what some MAGA supporters are freaking doing. Listen to this.
Trump supporters are losing their minds tonight as the real reason Donald Trump attacked Iran has been revealed, and it's not what he's claiming. Now, as you know, Donald Trump and the administration have claimed that Iran is seeking and close to obtaining a weapon that could reach the United States, and this was a preemptive attack. But according to the Washington Post, who spoke with 4 sources close to the matter, say that that's not the case at all, and instead it was Saudi Arabia and Israel who pushed Donald Trump for weeks to make this attack, despite U.S. intelligence telling Donald Trump Iran was not an imminent threat. In fact, according to sources, it would take Iran at least a decade to get a weapon that could reach the United States. Now, we've seen Iran be attacked by the United States and Israel on 2 occasions over the last few months, and they have completely emptied the chamber and have done minimal damage. So it doesn't appear Iran was the threat that everybody made them out to be. Now, while it is a good thing that the Ayatollah is gone, What happens next is going to be vital. But Trump supporters are losing their minds tonight as they feel once again they've been lied to.
And remember I told you, Iran may have only attacked non-primary land places. They are seriously threatening to do more than that. Here's what Iran said. You said Iran. Yes, I know. I was just talking about that too. But they are known for their nuclear weapons, though. We had to deal with them after the 79 kidnapping. So that's why we haven't saw too much activity from their nuclear weapons. And I'm sure they had some legal agreements to not talk about their plans. So that's why the whole rumor they've been away from a nuclear weapon since the 80s, because of the secret deal we had with them that was being negotiated behind closed doors. I mean, why would you want to reveal your plans, your nuclear weapon plans? Why would you want to do that? I mean, that'd be bad for business and stupid. You know what I mean? Now, here's what Iran is threatening.
We have some urgent news. Iran is now saying that they will teach the United States and Israel a lesson they have never received before after Donald Trump bombed them in the middle of the night. According to the New York Times, an Iranian spokesperson said, quote, "We will teach Israel and America a lesson they have never experienced in their history," adding, "Any base that helps America and Israel will be the target of the Iranian armed forces." We also do know from Iran's semi-official Fars news agency that they are actively targeting American bases in Qatar, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates, and more. Most of Iran's retaliatory missiles have been intercepted, and so far there are no reported U.S. casualties, which is great news. But earlier, Donald Trump did say when announcing this war, quote, "The lives of American heroes may be lost and we may have casualties. That often happens in war," which is a crazy thing for a president to say after launching a war that nobody wants in the middle of the night. Number one thing on my mind right now is America's service members around the world. I really, really hope that nothing happens to them and that they're safe and that there's no casualties now. There are no casualties in the future. They are heroes and they do not deserve this. But I will keep you updated on anything major that happens here.
Well, I hate to break it to you, there has been casualties. Well, yeah, I mean, they want that, their nuclear weapon systems and things of that nature. We had to deal with them regarding all of that, until who went in and dismantled that whole deal we had with them. Knucklehead. Yeah, I know. They are. I know. You're going ahead of me, man. Okay, now. Now, you remember what he just said. He just said that we didn't ask for this war, and he read out what the MAGA people said in terms of casualties being lost, and who gives a damn if casualties lost? It is what it is. Now, this was a war that we had to fight for because it was threatening. It was just, we had to fight for ourselves. I mean, American people, let's get NATO in here. We need to fight for this. This is something we need to do. We had nothing to do with this war. Nothing. It was Iran and Israel fighting each other for whatever personal reason it was. Oil, nuclear weapons. I don't care. It's not our goddamn problem. He just did it because Obama had a nice little deal going on with nuclear weapons and other stuff, as I stated. That's it. Obama did this deal. And he didn't want Obama's name on it. He wanted to dismantle it, fuck it up, and then he put it back together the same way Obama did, but with his name on it. That's all Trump wanted to do. So this is what he promised all the MAGA people who are apparently brainwashing in some kind of crazy goddamn coat. And that's going to be my next live show, by the way, is coats. You might want to pay attention to that. It's very, very interesting. So this what MAGA was promised by their Lord and Savior, Trump, during his campaign. Remember, Trump is a pathological liar. And not to mention, he's showing. Yeah, he's showing. You don't have me bring me in here. Let me stop. He's showing signs of dementia.
Trump, we will have no more wars.
Wars. I kept you out of wars. Well, I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. We don't need the wars. I will end the chaos in the Middle East.
I will prevent World War III.
We will expel the warmongers from our government. I will restore peace. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of wars. We're ending wars all over this planet.
I think he just makes up stuff. I really think he just makes up shit. I think he just come up with these ideas and like, I'm just going to make this crap up. I mean, that's all I want to do is make this crap up. Seriously. He's like a salesman. Said whatever he has to say to get people to buy his crap. And if they're believing it after his history of I don't know how many bankruptcies and failed businesses, it has to be a serious brainwashing occult. What'd you say, Jermaine? You say he did it because he's owned by Israel. It's only about Obama out of competition because of Israel. I believe it's a combination of both. It's a combination of both. Yeah. All of those member Democratic Republicans are owned by 8. Not all of them. Don't put all of them in that category. Some of them are independent thinkers. But you are right. Some of them are. But not all of them. So, yeah. Okay, now. This whole little I don't know, favoritism when it comes to Trump is starting to get a bit, I'm just going to put it in layman terms, weird. I'm just going to say weird, even though there's several other crazy big ass words I can think of right now, but we're just going to keep it simple and say weird. Because the way they are following along with everything he say is beyond any understanding of psychology or stupidity or naivety. These people are acting as if they are brainwashed by this man. Now, I know the cosmic energy of the Pisces age, and anyone who was part of the Pisces age, which is the passing age, and those signs who had this cosmic influence, if you guys were paying attention, my truth seekers, were Pisces, Virgos, Gemini, and Sagittarius. Those are the mutable cross zodiac signs of the Pisces age that had a huge cosmic influence. Yeah. That is why, aside from Michael Jackson being, great, that's why people were seeing him as godlike, and he has this cosmic influence, and people overlooked a lot of crazy shit he did because Michael Jackson was Virgo and Pisces. He was a Virgo sun, Pisces moon, and a Pisces rising. Oh, yeah. Or maybe Virgo somewhere in there too. That's what Michael Jackson was, which made him equivalent to the cosmic influence of Jesus, which is why everything he did that was weird and should not have been overlooked was overlooked. Not saying he was evil. I'm just saying a lot of weird stuff he did. Okay. That explains, Beyonce too, who was a Virgo. And guess what Trump is? This is why Trump got away with so much shit. Trump is a Gemini and a Sagittarius and a rising Leo, which means he still have the cosmic influence of this new age, which is Leo. He was getting the same double potency of the Pisces age, and that's why people were driven and drawn and looked over and just let a lot of shit slide from this psycho fucker because of that age. If you don't believe the cosmic influence of that, then you don't believe in Holy Ghost, you don't believe in brainwashing, you don't believe in MK Ultra, you don't believe any of those things that have some kind of influence of how your brain can be manipulated by other means that's not explainable or could be explained by science. You shouldn't believe in Jesus and miracles then if you want to get all diplomatic and religious about it, but you get what I'm saying. This man here is going to break down the crazy occult crap that's going on with Trump that we all should really pay attention to because this is getting really dangerous right now. Even with all this sick shit he's doing, people are still saying, he's my president. He's the number one. Good for him. We're going to teach these people. Teach them what? How to be a bully?
I've been wondering for years how the Trump cult ends. Trump supporters are so devoted to him that they'll defend anything he does.
Breaking point that destroys the cult. So I researched cults to find out how every other cult in history ended. He called for federal takeover. I've been wondering for years how the Trump cult ends. Trump supporters are so devoted to him that they'll defend anything he does. And what is the breaking point that destroys the cult? So I researched cults to find out how every other cult in history ended. He called for federal takeover of the elections. Federal agents killed people in the streets for all of us to see. And his supporters, they defended it and pretended they didn't see it. When does it all come crashing down? Because if you want to understand how this ends, you need to understand how every cult before it ended. Here are the 4 ways cults die. 1. The leader falls. In 1955, a preacher named Jim Jones started a small church in Indianapolis. He told his congregation he could heal the sick, predict the future, and that he alone had the truth everyone else was hiding. Over 20 years, he built one of the most devoted followings in American history. By the mid-1970s, the walls were closing in. Abuse allegations, former members going public, government officials asking questions. So Jim Jones told his followers the government was trying to destroy them because they were getting too powerful. The only way to survive was to leave America completely. And they believed him because he spent 20 years convincing them that he was the only one telling the truth. He moved 900 followers into the jungles of Guyana. When a U.S. congressman flew down to investigate, Jim Jones had him murdered on the airstrip. That same night, he ordered his entire congregation to drink cyanide-laced fruit punch. Parents gave it to their children first, then drank it themselves. 909 people died in a single afternoon. The followers didn't leave. Jim Jones collapsed and took them all with him. Psychologists call this catastrophic cult collapse. This happens when a leader feels cornered with no way out. The more cornered Trump gets, the indictments, the courts, the walls closing in, the more he starts to look like a man with nothing left to lose. 2, the inner circle starts talking. Facts don't break cults, betrayal does. Not CNN, not a court ruling, not a journalist with receipts. Someone from inside the tribe, because cult members reject anything from the outside group automatically. It's part of the conspiracy against them. But when someone from the inner circle starts talking, that's different. You can't explain away someone who was in the room. Trump's own chief of staff called him the most dangerous person in American history. His Secretary of Defense said he'd use the military against American citizens if he could. His chairman of the Joint Chiefs called him a fascist to the core. More than a dozen former senior staffers signed a public letter saying he was unfit. Not Democrats, not journalists, people he hired, people who ran his government, people who were in the room. Did it break the cult before the election? No. But here's what cult researchers know. The inner circle talking isn't a single event. It's a slow erosion. Every person who speaks up makes it slightly safer for the next person to speak up, and the list keeps growing. You can dismiss one outsider. It gets harder when the people speaking up are part of the cult, the inside circle. 3, promises never come true. Every cult leader makes promises they can't keep. In 1954, a woman named Dorothy Martin told her followers that a UFO was coming December 21st to rescue them before the world flooded. Some sold their houses, others quit their jobs. They gave up everything to be ready for the event. December 21st came, nothing happened. No flood, no UFO, just silence. Psychologist Leon Festinger was watching from the inside of the group. He expected them to walk away. Instead, the most committed members became more devoted. They called newspapers, preached harder, recruited strangers off the street. Festinger called this cognitive dissonance. And here's the part that matters. The members who gave up the least walked away when the prophecy failed. The ones who gave up everything doubled down forever. Because admitting you were wrong is painful, but admitting you destroyed your life for a lie is unsurvivable. Trump promised winning. So much winning, his supporters would get tired of winning. Tariffs hitting their wallets? That's fake news. Medicaid cuts hitting their families? That's a hoax. People losing everything? Don't believe what your eyes are seeing. That's not winning. The members who sacrifice the least will leave first. And reality is very patient. 4, the community fractures. The last thing holding most cults together isn't the leader, it's each other. The group chats, the rallies, the shared enemy, the feeling of belonging. For a lot of Trump followers, it's the only community they've ever had. In the 1970s, psychologist Henry Teifel took strangers and randomly split them into 2 groups. They had nothing in common, no history, no rivalry, Within minutes, they were treating their own groups like family members and the other group like the enemy. He called it social identity theory. People don't just join groups, they become the group. The group becomes the answer to the question, who am I? This means leaving isn't a decision, it's a loss of identity completely. But here's what Teufel also found. Groups fracture when the loyalty test becomes impossible to pass, when members start getting attacked by their own tribe, when the true believers start getting called traitors. When the group turns on itself instead of the outside enemy, that's already happening inside MAGA. That's when people quietly slip out the back. Not publicly, they just disappear. Cults don't die because people get smarter. They die because the structure holding them together stops working. The leader can't protect them anymore, and the promises stop coming true. The inner circle started talking, and the community started eating itself. Some of these people know something is wrong. They see it. They just can't say it out loud, because saying it out loud means losing everything they have. But here's what history teaches us. The longer a leader holds on, the more desperate he becomes. And the more desperate he becomes, the more he asks of his followers. More loyalty, more sacrifice, more willingness to look the other way. And eventually the cost becomes too high, even for the most devoted believer. Every cult in history has ended, every single one of them. This one will end too. The only question is how much damage gets done before it does end.
Yep. Sounds familiar? Yes, it does. And I hope MAGA people are listening, because you are the member of this cult leader person. I'm trying not to call him out of his name, but Kiki is definitely trying to come through. Oh, yeah, it's definitely ending. Definitely. Definitely. Now, with all of this information that have been brought to you, now you can finally see where we are pretty much at. We are pretty much at the brink of Trump doing everything in his possible power to prevent the Epstein files from fully being released and any other secrets of being surfaced. You know, like his golf course and his homes and the other sick crap that may come to surface. He is scared. You got to understand, this man's been doing this since what, the 80s? From what I hear, the late 80s, he's been doing this dirty crap. Orgies and all kinds of stuff. He's done a lot of dirty shit. And he is so scared that shit is coming out. He is petrified. Most of it, he don't even remember. Half of the crap that they're talking about, he don't remember half of that crap. He just know he did it. That's why he was able to do that long-ass goddamn speech in front of victims who was all in a crowd and had no freaking reaction from it. It didn't affect him at all. If any man who has a bit of soul in his freaking body, in his mind, any kind of morality or any kind of integrity, any kind of human decency, to stand up there and see some of the victims that you, whatever, I'm not going to say the word, and not have no effect on it, you are pure freaking unadulterated evil. That is the freaking manifestation and embodiment of an evil ass man who has no conscience. He has none. Pretty much what, you know, Jeffrey Epstein said about everyone else who kind of knew Trump. That means you have no conscience. And that's exactly what he did during his summit speech. So with that said, at the end of the day, he's going to try to do everything in his power to stay in the White House because that's what he wanted to do. That's why he was acting like he's not going anywhere. That's the reason why Pam Bondi was so damn cocky and arrogant, because they were up to something. I even said that during a live show. It's like, they are so cocky and arrogant. They're up to something. You know what they're up? You know what they're up to? They're up to starting martial law. They had this shit planned a long time ago. They knew exactly what the hell they were going to do. They are willing to hold place in power and seriously bankrupt and turn America, power, everything we stood for, liberty, all of it, justice, everything we came so far to get to and go to. They willing to dismantle it, turn it over, turn it back 50, 60 years. They willing to blow anything possibly up. Our infrastructures, our roads need to be fixed, our historical landmarks, they don't give a shit just so they can stay in power. And the people around him are not listening because they are brainwashed. That's what the issue is. So listen to this lady. I believe it's a lady. I don't know the gender. I'm so sorry I know the gender. So we're going to say the unisex person that I'll, you know what, this neutral person talk about what may happen.
Mark my words, this attack result within a month. We'll have an incident here in the United States where American citizens are going to die, and it's going to be labeled a terror attack. Mark my words that this attack on Iran is going to result within a month. We'll have an incident here in the United States where American citizens are going to die, and it's going to be labeled a terror attack. And of course, Iran is going to be responsible for it. But don't doubt for a second that it's not Iran who did it and that it originated right here, because they will do whatever is necessary at this point in order to stop the midterm elections. And if we have a terror attack too, then that gives him reason to declare martial law, just for our safety, of course. But don't doubt for a second that something isn't going to happen, because it is. And they're going to blame Iran instantly. Mark my words, it's coming. They'll do whatever it takes to stop us.
Just like these two had said, in order to stop this catastrophic atrocity, an event from happening, the people in his party, the people who are within his cult, will have to see the truth. I think I used to make videos about the Illuminati, about the elite. I believe I have one still up. It was with Matlock, and he had an episode where this man went into this cult place, and his son was, I don't know, I guess he had some beef with his son or whatever. So his son decided to join his group. You know, he said, "What did you do to my son? What did you do to my son? What is wrong with him?" And his son, and the cult man came in, and, you know, the leader of, you know, his little sidekick, cult had to have a sidekick. All cult have sidekicks. And he went up to him. He was like, "What did you do to my son? What did you do to my son?" The father of the boy who joined this cult, he brought the son in. He looked at his son. He said, "Son, I'm your father. What is wrong with you?" He said, "You are not my father. This is my family now. This is my family." He said this in front of his own father. So they threw his father out, but there was some kind of power tug of war within his cult. So the father leaves, but then when he leaves, someone went out and shot one of the cult member people and then blamed it on the father. And the son knew who did it, but they brainwashed the son to believe something else. Now, Matlock didn't know anything about cults or anything of that nature. So he had his undercover agent, you know, that black guy had his undercover agent go in and, you know, be undercover. You know, the first thing they do is they have you fast for a number of days, because when you're fasting, your trigger and your brain don't get the nourishment it needs. So therefore, it's easy to brainwash you and manipulate you into doing anything they want. It's easy to do it that way. So they break you down soulfully, your emotions, your hunger, your triggers, your mechanism, your entire system. And after they do, they feed you with nonsense. They brainwash you. In order for Matlock to get to the root of this case, he had to deliver the truth to that man's son for him to break out of his brainwashing. All he did is have the son in the audience, reveal everything that was happening, everything that was going on with them. he saw the truth and his son saw the truth. In order for these members of MAGA, apparently in this cult with Trump, to see the truth, and I'm trying to be very calm here. In order for them to see the truth, we're going to have to show them the truth. We can't just yell at them and berate them and curse them out, because then they're going to automatically think we're haters. You have to be passionate with these people, compassionate, nurturing, because they're only doing this because they want to be a part of something. So you're going to have to break it down to them like this. Some of you probably do got to slap beside the head a few times, but that's the only way you're going to break these members of MAGA. You got to hit them where it hurts. Not in a mean way, but in like, oh, hell no way. That's the only way you're going to break the brainwashing MK Ultra cult when it comes to MAGA people and the members of these MAGA supporting faculty staff at the White House. You're going to have to deliver the truth to these people. So while Trump is desperately trying to avoid Epstein files from coming out by any means necessary, even by starting the war. Okay, so here's what's really missing in this whole piece. Here's the part that ties everything together. Iran and Israel were already locked in decades-long shadow war. We already know that already. We saw it, we knew it, we know it. Okay, I explained that already. Okay, boom. The U.S. already was, Iran's adversary since, back in 1979. Trump's policies accelerated and intensified the conflict by butting into some shit. Now, the pattern looks like this. Okay, we have long-term hostility. 1979 to now, until the deal we made in 2018. There was, decades of planning. Israel fear of Iran's nuclear program because Israel is a little small and Iran is known for their nuclear weapons. And, of course, they're going to have you thinking they're working on a nuclear weapon. Why the hell would they reveal their sources? Yeah, sure, we're working on a nuclear weapon. We haven't got done with it yet. I mean, stupidity, ignorant is bliss, Okay, so Trump withdrawing from the nuclear deal because Obama started in 2018. Escalating strikes and retaliation cycles because he didn't like that Obama started it. He wanted to dismantle it and then put his own name on it. So now we're in a full fucking scale war with Israel, not Israel, but Iran that we had, well, you get the drift. Something we had no business being in. All because of jealousy of Obama. Yeah, we already had a deal going with them. Like I said, weapons, nutrients, whatever else. We had a nice little train going on with them. But since Obama, made it, he had to dismantle it because he's a fucking jealous prick. But you get the drift. You said, I think you want to start World War III. So, yeah, exactly. So he can remain president. Trump want to start this full-fledged war because you can't have an election and you can't remove a president if we are in the middle of a war. If we're in the middle of a war, you can't remove a president. That's why he's starting it. That's why he's doing it before midterms. Now, if we can just have a secret deal with Iran and have them just lay back on this retaliation, hold off until midterms, we probably can work something out. Who will be willing to negotiate those deals? Who? Because so far, we already seen that Trump MAGA members are seriously brainwashed and on some serious MK Ultra crap going on with them, okay? Someone needs to secretly talk to Iran and hold them up, and someone needs to tame Trump. I don't care if you have to drug this man. I don't care what the hell. Just tame him, please. He's a loose cannon, and don't bring Obama up in anything. Don't even take his pictures down. Don't bring him up at all, please. Okay, now. So we have the major global events here. Let's break that down here. So now because of Trump instigating everything around the world, whether it was his business not, it caused a ripple effect, such as the massive military crisis has erupted. I'm going fast here. I'm going to go ahead and stream through this right quick. Okay, so since Trump been in office, since he instigating every goddamn thing and trying to start chaos everywhere because he he's crazy. If y'all need to really read Trump's niece's book or listen to the audio, because she breaks down, because she has a degree in psychology, she will break down the mind of a true grade A narcissist. He is a special case. He is crazy. Y'all don't understand how fucking nuts he is. Y'all think I'm joking. He's crazy. So because his mind works in crazy ass ways. Okay, so we have, this is what's going on around the world here. A major military crisis has erupted involving Iran, the US, and Israel because Trump is jealous of Obama. Reports say Israel launched a primitive strike on Iran, and multiple outlets report Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, has been killed, with satellite imagery showing destruction of his compound. Iran responded with ballistic missile attacks across Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, because they are pretty next to China. They have the best nuclear weapons around. Hence, they are so fucking good at it. They had everyone thinking, thanks to my man Jaman, thinking that they weren't working on anything, but yet they have the nuclear weapons to wipe out infrastructures with just a pop. Yeah, ignorant is bliss. Ignorant is powerful too. Silent is powerful. So here we go. So that's going on here. So we have Iran responded with ballistic missiles attacks across Bahrain, Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, causing casualties and airport shutdown. The U.S. has launched a large-scale combat operation targeting Iranian missiles and naval faculties. Didn't get Congress approval, didn't get NATO approval. NATO might back out because they don't want to fuck Iran either, because they don't want they civilians and soldiers getting killed for something they had no agreement to at all, and just to save their asses. Would you blame them? No. So that leaves us pretty much vulnerable to be fucking dead, because Iran has one of the best nuclear weapons in the world next to fucking China. So let me just move on here. So we have this is all because of your boy Trump here. So airplanes closures across the regions, Iran, Iraq, Israel, Kuwait, Qatar, Syria, have closed their airspace to civilians. Oh, yes. Civilian flights. And the UAE has suspended all flights from Dubai International Airport. Oh, I'm not done yet. Okay, so then we have the Red Sea tension spike again. Yemen's, and we have Houthi forces have resumed attacks on Red Sea, shipping routes, and Israel in support of Iran. Yeah, so your boy Trump has caused a ripple effect around the motherfucking world. And guess what? We may be in World War III and be stuck with this MF for the remainder of our lives, however long that is, if we don't die of starvation or, I don't know, air pollution, who the fuck knows? But if Congress don't get him out immediately, we are all dead. Now, let's move on to kind of softer subjects. Let's go ahead and move on to Bill and Hillary Clinton. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Okay, Bill and Hillary Clinton. Lawmakers spent 2 days questioning Hillary Clinton and former President Clinton in closed doors. Depositions. Yeah. About their past interactions with Jeffrey Epstein. Hillary Clinton testified first, speaking for more than 6 goddamn hours. I could not have sat there for 6 hours explaining myself to a bunch of idiots. She's better than me. I mean, I don't even know why she's even testifying. This is her husband. I mean, whatever. Moving on here. Anyway, Epstein, I mean, she's not even in the pictures at all. I went through, I don't even know why she's even, this woman, how she's getting blamed for her husband's crazy shit. She's ride and die. She's like the queen of ride and die, I swear. This is more than religion. Fuck this religion. She's too loyal. Fuck religion. I've been in divorce, this crazy ass. But anyway, moving right on here. She repeatedly stated that she did not know Epstein, and she didn't, and had never been to his island, and she hadn't. Okay, his islands, homes, or offices, and she hadn't. She's telling the truth. And no information about his criminal activities. I'm not sure about that. Maybe at the time she didn't, but I'm sure she does now. She criticized the committee for refusing to make the hearing public and said she answered every question to the best of her ability. The session was briefly paused after a member of Congress leaked a photo from inside the room, which violated community rules. Yeah. Hillary Clinton had nothing to do with Epstein, you guys. She was never on the island. I don't think her or horny nutbasket from back in the day knew the real operations of Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of people didn't know. a lot of people didn't know anything about that seriously. Before the whole conviction back in the day, that first conviction where he was labeled as a sex offender, a lot of people didn't know what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. That part is actually true. They thought he was from some kind of finance genius or something. You know, man who can give you pointers on tax break stock markets or something like that. That's what they thought he was. Anyway, so Bill Clinton testified the following day, becoming the first former U.S. president ever compelled to appear before Congress in this way. In his opening statement, he said he saw nothing and did nothing wrong. I didn't see anything that was remotely saying, okay, he was involved in anything. And I said that in one of my live shows. Y'all can look for yourselves. I mean, it was mainly public events and whatever, and Epstein just so happened to pop up everywhere he was. You know what I mean? It wasn't a young girls doing inappropriate things with Clinton, Bill Clinton. I'm gonna be real. So, anyways, and he emphasized that many of the events in question happened decades ago. It's true, it did happen decades ago. He acknowledged that he might say, "I do not recall." When asked about old interactions, he probably don't, but maintained under oath that he had never visited Epstein Island and had no knowledge of Epstein crimes. He did visit the island. He did visit the island. Committee members from both parties described him as cooperative, and both Clintons have not been accused of wrongdoing in connection with the case. Please notate that Virginia Giuffre has never accused Bill Clinton of doing or seeing him do anything inappropriate with underage girls, any girls on the Epstein Island. All the victims who have passed through there, they can vouch like he didn't do anything with those girls. They ain't never seen him in a pool with them or doing any sexual interactions with the girls. That's a fact. They said that he was just there talking, maybe having some dinner, lunch, and chilling on the balcony or the porch. That's all, you know. And he so happened to go out of town. Epstein comes around, or Epstein lands his plane or something. Epstein was just trying to. Are you guys still with me? You guys still with me? Hold on just a second, you guys. Anyway, moving right along here. This is what happens when the hackers start coming into my thing and trying to mess up my live feed. They do shit like this. So we just gonna ignore that because I don't got time for that shit. All right, so anyway, the main bit of the photos I saw was Jeffrey Epstein always around. I know him and Chris Tucker did like some Africa charity, and he lent his plane and things of that nature, and a lot of other celebrities went. That was it. Because as far as they was concerned at the time, Jeffrey Epstein was a finance major or some finance guy. You know, that's it. You know, he even donated to Clinton's campaign. That's all it was. I didn't see any inappropriate picture. They was in a pool together, maybe eating barbecue. That's it. I'm being honest. That's it. Now, here are some videos of Clinton speaking after their hearing.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how you have processed and reacted to the fact that the former president, your husband, Bill Clinton, is referencing the Epstein files numerous times, including in some photos featuring women? And how have you been personally preparing for the deposition that is coming tomorrow? Are you 100% confident that there isn't anything that the former president knows about Epstein's crimes?
I am, and I think the chronology of the connection that he had with Epstein ended several years before anything about Epstein's criminal activities came to light, and that he was charged and sadly given a sweetheart deal, which, as I said in my statement, had that not happened, perhaps his predatory behavior could have been stopped earlier. But I think it is fair to say that the vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing. And I think that that is exactly what my husband will testify to tomorrow.
I told you that's all. I mean, a lot of people didn't know what he was doing. They just thought he was some crazy, fancy, smart finance guy or whatever the hell he said he was. That's it. I mean, just because, he was the president, Bill Clinton at the time, I mean, he knew everything or everybody in their secret dealings. I mean, give me a break. Here's what Bill Clinton had to say.
The girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. The girls and women whose lives Jeffrey Epstein destroyed deserve not just justice, but healing. They've been waiting too long for both. Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again. I also have to say something personal. Republicans made Hillary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they showed me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong.
Former President Bill Clinton is testifying in Chappaqua, New York, in a closed-door House Oversight Committee deposition today in connection to Jeffrey Epstein's investigation. This comes a day after his wife Hillary did the same, where she said she didn't recall ever meeting Epstein or knowing about his crimes.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had any connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance. But whatever they asked me, I did my very best to respond.
Yesterday, she also defended her husband's connection to Epstein, dismissing claims that he knew about his criminal activities.
The vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing. And I think that that is exactly what my husband will testify to tomorrow.
Democrats are now using the former president's deposition as a way of justifying calls for President Donald Trump to also testify on Epstein by claiming to investigate this in a nonpartisan manner. But there are no signs that this will actually happen, given the lack of support from their Republican colleagues. Reporting for Newsweek from the White House, I'm Leonardo Feldman.
And there you go. Do you guys can you guys still hear me? Let me know if you still can hear me out there. I told you, I looked at those files. I looked at every photo that Bill Clinton was in, and it was just at public events or some function or something. That's all it was. He had nothing to do with those girls. No girl came out either. And it's not, oh, they're scaring them. I mean, please, they're not scared of Prince Andrew and the royal family, and they have a law where you can't even blame the queen if she killed you. You can't even question her. So why the fuck would they be afraid of freaking Bill Clinton, who literally got impeached just for getting his dick sucked? I mean, give me a freaking break. Trust me. You guys need to seriously, wake the fuck up. This is what this is. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are telling the truth. And he looked like he was holding back tears when he was saying this. And for him to have this much stamina and this much energy at his age and memory, it's amazing. I think it's amazing. Absolutely. They're going to start messing up my live feed now. Okay, let's move right along here. Let's move to the royal family here. Now, hold up. I forgot I had this slide here. Okay, now with this slide here, I just want to prove what Virginia Giuffre said. Virginia Giuffre said, and I quote, here's what she said. She described being trafficked, as you saw in many of her interviews. If you was following her, she described being trafficked and meeting many powerful people. She did not, in the sources provided, formally accuse Bill Clinton of sexual misconduct, though she recounted seeing or being in contact connected to Clinton and sought his disposition as a potential witness, which means she was probably going to call him up to, clarify and say that she was there and all other people he may have saw her with, and blah, 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 blah. But she has said several times, and other girls, Clinton was there. Yes, he was on the island. He was there, but they never saw him do anything inappropriate with the girls. That's what she said. This is just a distraction from Trump. This man is petrified, and his whole freaking team is petrified. They are doing everything to distract from them fucking files. And everything else them files may bring forth. I say, you know what? Go dig deeper in them goddamn files and find some way to freaking unredact those files too. Because now I'm really going to go into the files now, because this is sick. For someone to do all this covering and all this distraction is really diabolical. For real. It's sick. Now let's get into some world news here. Okay, the most recent world news is centers around the three major storylines. William McKay stepping forward publicly, Harry and Meghan stirring debate after their Jordan trip, and King Charles navigating health and family tensions. These updates reflect the monarchy in motion, balancing public duty, internal strain, and shifting public perception. Now, we're going to talk about these two, who just, I don't even know if they even still in a relationship. Definitely jealousy, Duke Track. I don't know about the House being scared of him, but the Senate is definitely scared of him. I mean, the Senate is acting like some, never mind. I'm going to let that ride. Okay, so here's what we got from the Will and Kate, whatever marriage they got going on here. Still a question on if they're even still together. I'm gonna be real with you, because their marriage is weird as hell, man. Okay, so we have the St. David's Day Instagram message they came out with. They look rehearsed, awkward, and weird. So William and Kate released a bilingual Welsh/English video message celebrating St. David's Day, marking the first time Kate has spoken Welsh on camera, because she got to prove that she's intelligent and she knows multiple languages, you see. Because Meghan Markle knows multiple languages. She's smart too. She can do it, I can do it. That is the whole train of Kate, and that's what she likes to do. And she's the puppet. She's the mimicker. She mimicked people. She mimicked his mother, dressed like her, everything. Weird and psychotic and just weird. So now it's other things she has to mimic. Anyone she has to mimic. The girl she likes. Yeah. Or he likes, I meant to say. Sorry about that. Okay, so she spoke Welsh on camera. This clip was filmed at Windsor and highlights their growing role as a monarchy public's face. I'm assuming this is Welsh attire. I'm not sure of anything Welsh culture. And shout out to my Welsh people. Not hating on you. I just don't know anything about your culture. Is this your culture? Very interesting. Here's a video clip.
Will dawi hapus iawn.
Oh, by the way, I heard that this may be AI generated and they really didn't talk at all. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think, because it sounds weird to me. It sounds fake, but let me know what you guys think, okay?
I bawb yng Nghymru, dydd Gwyl dawi hapus iawn.
Mae Cymru yn agos iawn at ein colonnau, ac rydyn yn edrych ymlaen at bob ymweliad.
Mae'n wlad hyfryd gyda hanes cyfoethog a phobl wych.
Dymunod ffynod, llawn o ddathlu, gyda theulu a ffrindiau.
Okay, and here's what the rear couple said. To everyone in Wales. To everyone in Wales, a very happy St. David's Day. Wales is very close to our hearts, and we look forward to every visit. It is a beautiful country with a rich history and wonderful people. Wishing you a day full of celebration with family and friends. That's what they said. If you care. I know, snore, who gives a damn, but I just thought I should tell you that because I'm not sure why I should tell you that. I just felt that I should tell you that. Okay, moving right along here. Oh, let's go back actually. I need the picture. Okay, so here's the tea. Okay, it seems that Kate and William's worried about King Charles' health. They're saying his health is fading, and they just really, really worried. Kate's health is apparently 180 degrees. She don't have the alleged preventive cancer scare treatment, whatever, chemotherapy, not chemotherapy, but preventive chemotherapy, whatever lie she came up with. But she's completely cured. A miracle, everyone, a miracle. Completely cured. She didn't lose her hair. She didn't lose nothing. She's fine. She's miraculously preventive cancer, not cancer, scared cancer free. Okay, so now they're worried about King Charles because they're saying King Charles' health is depleting famously. He's literally about to die. Makes you wonder if they're planning something. Huh, William? We know how you rule. We know you cool with Trump. You like his rules. A lot of people say you kind of like him too. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just telling you what the streets say. All right. Then we have the BAFTA. The BAFTA Awards. You guys heard about that too. A racial slur incident at the 2026 BAFTA Awards became a major story because it happened on live television. Involved 2 Black actors on stage and forced BAFTA and the BBC to issue public apologies. The key facts are clear and well documented. What actually happened? Well, during the February 22nd, 2026 BAFTA ceremony, John Davison, a well-known Scottish Tourette syndrome activist and inspiration behind the BAFTA nomination film /swear, experienced a series of involuntary vocal tics. One of those tics included shouting the N-word while Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, Delroy Lindo, sorry about that, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, try to say that fast 5 times, were presenting an award. Now, Davison also involuntarily shouted other profanities early in the show, which is consistent with the corporalia. Is some corporalia, a symptom experienced by a this is bullshit. I don't know what syndrome this man have, but I'm sure he has some kind of common sense, and he does have some syndrome. I'm sorry to hear that, but I feel like they're trying to excuse his very racist behavior by saying he have a condition, he can't help himself. So here's the backlash here. The BBC aired the moment uncensored, let everyone know how racist and deeply rooted racist the UK is. Hence, we already kind of got a gist to that with Meghan Markle. The BBC aired the moment uncensored, even though the broadcast was on a 2-hour tape delay, which means they could edit it out, but they didn't do that because they don't care, they're racist. Meaning they had time to edit it out, but they didn't. This triggered public criticism and forced the BBC to apologize after the backlash. Other than that, they really didn't give 2 flying fucks about that racist slur. Yeah, saying the slur was involuntarily and will be removed from the streaming version after the backlash. They decided to do that. Now, the BAFTA also apologized, acknowledging the trauma and pain. They didn't give a damn about trauma and pain because they didn't care about it at the time when it aired. Associated with the word, and praising Jordan and Lindo for their professionalism. Like, we glad that you took this little derogatory racist remark because of the backlash, we removed it. But we really don't want to. We're only doing it because we're forced to, thanks to the public. Yeah. Pay attention to this.
There is new fallout from a controversial moment at the BAFTA Awards in London on Sunday. A man with Tourette syndrome shouted a racial slur at Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo while they were on stage, and people watching the BBC's coverage of the event, everybody heard it. The BBC has told its executive complaints unit to carry out a fast-tracked investigation, saying the broadcaster made a serious mistake by not editing out the remark. You think? John Davidson, the man who shouted this slur, has apologized. He says it was a verbal tic that he cannot control. He is the subject of the film, I Swear.
This is why I will always have something to say about Prince William and his wife. Because this is about the 15th time something racist has happened under his watch. And he has nothing ever to say, unless he's been accused of being a racist himself. And then, of course, he'll speak with journalists and be walking with a black woman to make it seem like he's less racist. Yeah, because he's the president of the BAFTA Awards. He could have released a statement. He was there when this happened, and yet he said nothing, no statement, no anything. But I mean, what can I expect? He hasn't even said anything about the fact that his uncle and the entire royal family knew something about what was going on with those young girls. The fact that these two black men had to endure this comment, to endure that live on television, actually wasn't live. There was a delay and they could have edited it out, and they still didn't edit it out. They left it in there. The fact that they had to go through this, still be gaslighted into saying we should show compassion for the person who said it because they have Tourette's. And maybe I missed something. Maybe I haven't seen anything yet, but I have yet to see a statement from that organization apologizing to these two. It's been 24 hours, has it not? Or almost, at least. There is the royal family, yet again, for stuff like this. They're never nowhere to be seen unless they want to be seen and not to be heard.
Didn't I just say that? Told you Will Smith don't care. Will Smith, I said Will Smith. Prince William don't care. And if I said Will Smith earlier, I'm so sorry. Prince William don't care. Why would he care? He doesn't care. Hell, he was smiling and cheers and laughing. When Trump came to that goddamn freaking country, he was smiling away like, oh. And I thought he had some morality and some integrity. I even did a live highlight and broadcast that. I'm starting to, seriously take back all that crap. I got a feeling if this man become a power, his first target will be Harry and Meghan. I guarantee he'll use that throne to retaliate like something fierce. He'll seek pure freaking revenge on his own goddamn brother. Watch. We don't need no man in power with that kind of immaturity. You know what I mean? We don't need that. Seriously. Sick. Let's move on here. Now we have Harry and Meghan here. Harry and Meghan completed a 2-day humanitarian visit to Jordan, invited by the WHO Director General. The public reaction in the UK has been mixed, some praise, some criticism, and an accusation of quasi-royal behavior, saying they just, being conflicted, trying to act like royals when they're not. Why are they doing this? They're not royals, not even the royal duty. So why are they acting like royals? Meghan is an actress. She don't care about these people. The same bullshit as fucking comments. Experts say the backlash is largely unfair and tied to lingering tensions with the monarchy, which is true. Mm-hmm. Now the world commentators urge calm. They only put out a statement just to say they put out a statement, but they don't care. The royal biographer Russell Myers noted that Jordan is in the royal family backyard, which complicates perception of the Sussex role post-exit. Look, why do they have to stop doing their charitable contributions because y'all lazy ass are not doing anything? It's not y'all fault y'all not doing nothing. Shit. So what does this all mean? Well, Well, William and Kate are stepping up as the monarchy stabilizing force. That is a seriously big mistake because they are not stabilized at all. But you know what? Maybe you represent what the royal family truly is. Not, don't put stabilize in it. Put the reality of what the monarchy is. That's what William and Kate are going to represent. They're definitely saying King Charles is balancing health challenges with family, fractures. So if you probably hear some news about him soon, because Prince William want to be king because he has some revenge in him. He has some power hungry stuff that he's trying to do. He want to do some stuff. He feeling the power, you see. And his first aim will be at his brother. Watch. Which is going to pretty much deplete the entire monarchy. But maybe that should happen. So they definitely pushing King Charles' health. After they pretty much ruined Camilla, she kind of ruined herself because that one never came into that damn family, but whatever. And then we have Harry and Meghan continue to operate independently, but remain under intense scrutiny by the royal family and their little predecessors because they are doing fine. And they hate the fact that Harry and Meghan are doing fine. And Andrew, he remains isolated and avoided by, senior royals and out of sight, out of mind. So they protecting Andrew and continuously bashing Harry and Meghan. Yeah, same old. Here are some clips.
Shout out to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Hold on.
Shout out to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, for doing the work on their dime and not the taxpayers' dime. For doing the work that they want to do and not the work that they're obligated to do to make an excuse for being paid by taxpayer money. And for actually having real influence to be able to highlight real issues in the globe. And I say that to say because the trip that Prince Harry and Meghan has been taking in the Middle East is something that a lot of people who I saw complain about them not highlighting issues such as what's going on in Gaza. I don't see the same people giving them the credit when they're actually doing it now, but then they wanted to attack them when it looked like they wasn't helping. Isn't it funny how that works? One of the main things about this trip was them to highlight families and kids that have been displaced because of the war in the Middle East. It's even to the point that this trip has got so much attention because it just came out of nowhere. That's how you do it. Things don't leak to the press. But this trip has got so much attention that Captain Baldy, someone up at the Daily Mail, and made sure his name was attached. So people can remember that he just recently did a trip. Unfortunately, the issues and the turmoil that's going on in that family put a shadow on that trip. I just find it funny.
Imagine being more angry that Harry and Meghan met with medical evacuees in Jordan and played soccer with kids at a refugee camp for displaced Syrians than the fact that the former queen and much of the monarchy have been complicit for decades in a greedy, obnoxious, entitled former prince's despicable behavior because he thought he was untouchable. He had children trafficked to him, and his ex-wife, the former Duchess of York, took the two princesses to celebrate the release of a child sex offender from prison. And you're worried that Harry and Meghan are using their influence to bring awareness to refugees and an ongoing humanitarian crisis? And Andrew's falling apart at the seams because after decades of profiting off of his title and having the British taxpayer pay for his happy endings, he's stuck with only 2 servants, has had to downsize to a 5-bedroom home on the Sandringham estate that his brother, the king, is paying to renovate, and won't be allowed to go horseback riding anymore. And this was the problem all along. Harry and Meghan, who are actually concerned about doing good in the world, were too good for the royal family, whose biggest concern is their continued survival.
Meghan Markle getting the last laugh is probably the best way to start this crappy, horrible year. Her lifestyle brand is like a cash cow. A glitch on her website reveals that she has sold like millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff already. That's without international shipping, by the way. And her haters are crashing out. And you know what? It makes me want jam more. I didn't even want the flower sprinkles on the first 2 orders that I made, but you know what? I want them harder now. The more they hate her, the more that I want to buy her stuff. The more that I want to be one of those people that's like, you know what? This could use some flower sprinkles. Like the Netflix CEO, Ted Sarandos, said a couple months ago, like everybody always underestimates Megan. And I think that is so true. Went to Northwestern. She's a smart woman. She understands what works. And she understands who she's trying to sell her stuff to. I wanted her to fail so goddamn bad. And I love this for her. What a great way for her to start the year.
It is so sad when a grown ass woman like Kate Middleton is following the patterns and behaviors of other people, whether they're dead or alive. What are you, freaking Kylie Jenner? I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. I could not do that. I am not going to be mimicking your dead mother. I am not going to freaking mimic your secret crush that your brother took, and now you have this huge retaliation, you little horny fuck. No way in hell I'll be doing that. Kate Middleton is acting like a puppet. She's acting like a kind of a not severe case of Melania, but she's definitely in that ballpark. She's definitely on the block. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Do she have anything of her own? Who is Kate? Who the hell is Kate? I know what her family's still for, but who do we really know who the hell Kate is? I mean, do she even know who she is? Because history shows that she was literally acting like a Hailey Bieber. She stalked William until she got him. Seriously, she mimicked his mother. She's literally a living, breathing Hailey Bieber. Literally. This is diabolical. And all this time I thought, and I am here to say I am wrong, and I don't know, the jury's still out, but I may be wrong, that I said all this time Prince William is not racist. I said he's not racist. No, he's not racist. I even made a video saying he's not racist at all. No. But it's just like the whole Taylor Swift thing. Like Taylor Swift hang with some very sketchy people who are known to be very cruel, racist, and just evil as hell. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe she's hang around those people. No, you are the company you keep. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe William didn't know that Kate was racist. No, maybe William is racist now. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, they probably get along like that because they both racist. The jury's still out on William. I have a little fraction of hope that I'm wrong about him, but I'm sorry. The jury is still deliberating, William. But the evidence is mounting that you are just as racist, snobby, and stuck up as your wife. And if that is the case, you will be on the other side of my wrath. But you know what? No, not other side. Fuck that. You're going to be right in front of it. Yeah, right in front of it. Because the other side can be either in front, but on the side, or directly in front, or on the ramifications in the outcome of my wrath. Who the hell knows? I mean, the description can be debated. But moving right along here. You said you think Kate Middleton jealous of Meghan Markle like Donald Trump? Hell yes. Hell yes. Now, in random news here. Now we got the whole Kate and William out of the system. Chris Brown. Chris Brown. Oh, gosh. Whew. Chris Brown is a Taurus. Okay. So he's definitely affected by this Taurus age. Tauruses are very controlling, dominating. They're talented, but they are something else. Okay, so listen. Chris Brown is searching. The one thing that Tauruses need, they need stability. They need some regularity. They need some day-to-day function. It has to be non-controversial. It has to be in line. It has to be safe. It has to be perfect. These are Tauruses. They hate surprises. They love their environment and who's in it. And they're very, very picky who they bring in it too. So we have Chris Brown here, who's in his 30s, his mid-30s, I believe, knocking on 40. And he is still stuck in something. See, here's the thing about tourists. They get comfortable with a certain mood, a certain regime, a certain routine, and they just don't know how to come out of routine. It's hard to come out of routine. They just stuck in. You got to literally snap them out. Like, dude, you are almost 40. Snap the fuck out of what the hell are you doing, dude? What the hell? Your father, wake the fuck up. Because it becomes complicit. It becomes so comfortable where they don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They are fine in that little corner. They are fine with their routine. They will stay in their routine until they croak. Those are Tauruses. They nature. So we have Chris Brown here. And if these girls are not with the routine, and if they are too wild, they too unpredictable, the bull will come out and you will see the bull. How you tame the bull is gather information about his do's and don'ts and gain his trust. Once you gain his trust completely, they will be so goddamn loyal to you. They will ride and die for you. Tauruses will ride and die for you. They will ride and die for you, but you have to gain their trust. And you got to know how to handle them and calm them down so you don't let the bull out. That's what you have to do with Tauruses. My daughter's a Taurus, okay? My husband is half Gemini, half Taurus. I know how to maintain some Tauruses, okay? You can't come up them, you can't come at a Taurus with full blown fire. You're gonna let the bull out. You can't come at them with just la da da. Nope, don't do that. You'll have another Rihanna situation. You come at them with calmness. Exactly. Yes. You come at them with some calmness, some decency, some civilness, compassion. Oh, they will listen to you. They will let you talk. But don't come up there with la la la. Don't do that. Just don't. Have you ever seen the bull in his little whatever shed and y'all keep fucking with him? What happens? That's the mind of a Taurus. Yeah, but I am married to a Taurus and a Gemini, so you can imagine what I have to go through. So look, that's how you deal with this young man here. But if you are loyal to them and they love you and they know they can trust you and you gain their trust, they would kill for you. It's nothing they won't do for you. But once you step out of that boundary of their safety, of their heart, of their compassion, or you are fucked. But let me just say this. Chris Brown needs stability. And he's searching for stability, but he's searching for it with the same kind of women. He needs to step out of his comfortability. He needs to step out of his comfort zone. Right now, this is his comfort zone. That's why all these women look the same. He needs to step out of this comfort zone. His comfort zone is not going to work anymore. He needs to move out. Once he moves out of the comfort zone, he will find the stability that he's looking for. Take a listen to this.
Ladies, y'all be complaining about niggas being like stalkers in love with y'all, kind of crazy shit, and get tired of it. Well, guess what? I'm one of them niggas. If I love you, bitch, ain't nobody gonna have you. I'm gonna make you miserable. I'm gonna chase that nigga out. I'm gonna chase your ass around. And it's done.
Now, I remember when people tried to downplay how he felt about Diamond based on him saying once on some kind of Xbox live game or someone was recording him. I don't know how that works. When he tried to say like she just happened to be a side that he got pregnant, like downplayed her or her position or her role in his life, whatever. They had been at odds during that time frame of this live. Well, y'all immediately had ran to her page, was like, haha, Chris called you aside, or that he didn't take you as serious, blah, blah, blah. But it seems like she did pay attention to that, because she said this just a bit ago. She said, threatening my man's life is not okay. He needs help. If I was just a side piece to him this whole time, then let me go. And I mean, she's right. If that's all she was, you shouldn't care that she gets a new man. You should be happy, like, because that's one less girl you got to worry about. But y'all see how that's gone now.
Then you guys just hear me say Tauruses are notoriously dominating and they're jealous. Telling you, just saying, they are very dominating of their circle of people whom they let in their circle. Anyone they let in the pen is only people allowed in the pen. No one else is allowed in that goddamn pen. Point blank, period. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. Sorry about that. I accidentally hit mute. Last but not least of the show, we are going to talk about this whole rumor of Jim Carrey being cloned. Jim Carrey is not cloned, ladies and gentlemen. Would you guys stop this, please? Jim Carrey is in process of recording Sonic, whatever number it is. I don't know if it's 4 or 5. I lost track. He is in the process of doing that. Jim Carrey have went on record saying he's taking a power rest. He will only, which means he's not going to do movies that require him to do a lot of, stuff, like you have to be in streets and you got your fans running around taking pictures. He's going to do a lot of studio movies, maybe voiceovers or, studio movies, green screen kind of movies. That's what Jim Carrey is doing. He's taking the power race. He said that back in 2024 or something like that. He's currently in love with this new beau. He has gained a few pounds doing his power rest. So what you currently see in this picture is not a clone of Jim Carrey. You're seeing a slightly retired Jim Carrey who has gained some pounds. He gained weight. His face is fat. You guys say he's cloned because he gained weight. I'll be the laugh. I'm like, clearly the man's gained weight. Look at it. This is his beau. His beau is apparently feeding him, and he's happy. He's gained weight. He just gained weight. That's all he did. His face is fatter. It got fuller. That's all. She probably introduced some I don't know, some lotions, some wrinkle cream or whatever he's trying out. As you can see here, he got rid of some of his little bags up under his eyes, his face lines and stuff. She probably introducing all of that stuff to him. He just got fat. He's not the slinky, linky, Jim Carrey as you see in these other photos. He's a little bigger Jim Carrey. That's it. He's not cloned. He still have the same hairline, still the same eyebrows, still same eyes, still same nose, still same smile, still same blah, 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 blah. He's the same. He's not cloned, you guys. He's the same. He just got fat. He just gained a few pounds. I mean, that's all you have to look at. Why don't y'all look at pictures? What is wrong with you? Gosh. You guys are crazy. Jeez. You go back and look at my little past photos. I mean, seriously. I know. He is. Yes, he looks happy. He's happy. He's, like you said, he's doing a power rest. If you guys go back and look at childhood pictures of me, right? When I used to, this is back in the day where staying in the house on the computer and all that stuff, was not the thing. You have to go outside and play. And I was in the sun a lot. And I'm a melanated woman, okay? I got dark. Y'all won't even recognize me. This little golden tan y'all see right now, no, it was dark tan when I was a kid. Okay? Dark tan. I want to point that out. But he just got fat. That's all. He just gained a few pounds. He's just happy and in love. And I'm sure his wife introduced him to some wrinkle cream and facial treatments. And he's taking care of his body. He's chilling. He's been working nonstop for like 50 years, shit. Or however long he is. I don't know how old he is, to be honest. 30, 40 years. I think 30, 40 years he's been working. I'm not sure. He's been working for a long time. Let him do his rest. And he, considering our political climate at the time, in this moment, I don't blame him. Shit, like, I'm going to chill. I'm just going to do studio work. That's it. I'm not doing nothing else. And that's exactly what he's doing. So that's the end of my show. Thank you guys for staying the duration of the show. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a wonderful Sunday. Sorry for coming in. I am so tired now. I'll have the timestamps within the hour, okay? Good night, everyone. Buenas noches.
We see you, we see you, we remember. I am the storm, I am the storm. I am the silence, I am the silence. I am the truth unveiled, I am the truth unveiled.
You are seen, you are known.